I said the same thing. This is a fight against hip hop. He's out here really trying his hardest to change the course of hip hop to fit the way he wanted to fit. Alright, man, Torture Talk. So check this video out. This one is crazy, man. So UMG clapped back at Drake. I know the last video, that was actually the first one. This one here is actually the clap back. I misspoke, but let's get to it, man. Let's do it.
The way that UMG is responding to Drake and his lawyers, you would think that it was Kendrick Lamar himself that was responding. How fast they are responding to Drake and his team is crazy, bruh. It's crazy. They just responded to this not too long ago, just getting wind of it now. And it looks like the Not Like Us lawsuit. Universal asked judge to stop Drake's attorney from uncovering Kendrick Lamar's contracts, Interscope CEO's compensation, and more. So it turns out that this publication posted by MSN, in the latest pushback from Universal Music Group in Drake's defamation lawsuit against the company over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us diss track, UMG has asked a federal judge to stop all discovery in the case, which includes demands for all contracts between Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives. An example, salary and bonuses for Interscope CEO John Janik and other executives, like the ones that we went over in the last video. They were talking about the people over there at Interscope and things like that. Drake's first set of
I knew this was going to happen. I said this. I'm always saying something. I said this. There's no way in the world they're going to let something like this slide. There's no way. No way. You asking for personal and private documents that has nothing to do with the lawsuit. Yeah, definitely they're going to block that. 100%.
Discovery requests consist of 18 items that would require costly collection and review of large swaths of hard copy and electronic data sets, contracts and agreements, and communications. The document states causing undue burden on the company. These are the things that we had went over, the 18, talking about the Grammys, Super Bowl, talking about YouTubers, wanting to see the incentives, the monetization that UMG had allowed for YouTubers as well, for third parties. Really, it says third parties, but really that means YouTube, other websites like that. And Drake was asking for all these items, even asking about the incident that happened at his home during May 7th, 8th, and 9th, and everything else like that, right? In my opinion, is very ridiculous amount of things that he's asking for. Very absurd, if I do say so myself. And I feel like it's irrelevant because I don't understand what the contracts and things like that have to do with anything. I don't understand what that's going to do for you at this point. How is that going to help your cause? So continuing here, it says, it states that Drake's lawyers have requested all contracts between UMG and Kendrick Lamar, documents showing the executive compensation structure and annual incentive plans for Interscope Chief Executive Officer John Janik for the past 5 years.
Yeah, that's a crazy request. Yo, that's a crazy request. You asking for the chief executive officer pay salary for the last 5 years? All his incentive is all his payouts. That's a crazy request. It has nothing to do with this. Yo, that's crazy.
It continues quoting Drake's lawyers' documents in Interscope's 2024 executive incentive metrics, target projections, and performance used to determine annual incentive compensation for Interscope's executives and officers for the past 5 years. In a response, Drake's attorney, Michael Gottlieb of Wiki, Farr, and Gallagher characterized the request as part of a normal process of discovery and wrote, "It is unsurprising that UMG is desperate to avoid discovery. This motion is ployed to delay producing documents and communications that UMG hopes to keep hidden and buried. If UMG has nothing to hide, it should not have an issue with the discovery." The things that he's requesting is...
But the things he's asking for has nothing to do with defamation of character. Like, that has nothing to do with defamation. Nothing. That's kind of like me going to a restaurant and I eat the food, and I say I don't like the food, and then somebody says, "Well, how was the bathroom?" Like what? Like what are you talking about? Like I was talking about how good the food was, and you asked me how the bathroom was. That's what's kind of like that. Crazy.
Not even relevant to the situation. What do contracts and things of that nature have to do anything with the rap battle? It doesn't make any sense. You're arguing about things were said, but it's always something about money with Drake. It's always about contracts and how much was he paid and what was being paid and what was going where and why was it going there. This is kind of what Drake is worried about. And this is not what defamation is. This is what UMG was trying to say. This isn't defamation. This is about money, and you're worried about money. It's not about you being hurt. It's not about anything like this. It's more about you wanting to see how much he gets paid. Pocket watching you must be the police. This is insane. The move follows UMG's scathing motion to dismiss Drake's New York lawsuit against them for promoting Not Like Us, stating that he's only suing because he lost a rap battle and took legal action to salve his wounds. This is when UMG was getting him with the euphoria type slang. The motion filed Monday and reviewed by Verity to making the case for dismissal, claiming that Drake lost a rap battle that he provoked and in which he willingly participated in. Instead of accepting the loss like an unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. The filing notes that Drake himself signed the public petition less than 3 years ago, criticizing the trend of prosecutors using artists' creative expression against them by interpreting rap lyrics as fact. Drake was right then and is wrong now. Reads.
Yeah. And this was on the other video that I did, but yeah, this is crazy. He signed a petition, and then now he's going against the petition that he signed. Yo, this guy's crazy.
The motion complaints unjustified claims against UMG are no more than Drake's attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle against Kendrick Lamar. In its motion to dismiss, Universal is arguing that Drake fails to claim for defamation in his suit, stating that it's a double standard. To expect them to promote his diss tracks against Lamar and not vice versa, the motion adds that Not Like Us conveys non-actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole, not fact, meaning that it can't be accused of acting with malice, and further claims that there's no basis for the suit since Drake failed to state a claim. Harassment in the second degree and under the New York general business law. There is nothing that Drake is saying that's implying that he was hurt or he was defamed. Everything is about money. And why do you want to see the contracts when you're talking about a defamation case? What is Kendrick getting paid have to do with anything else? This doesn't make sense at all. And it looks like UMG is already quick to respond to them doing so. But the important part is this: UMG has asked a federal judge to stop all discovery in the case, which includes demands for all contracts between Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives, whether it's salary and bonuses for Interscope CEO John Janik and other executives. Like Drake had stated in his request for the 18 items, that's PG Lang, that's Dave Free, that's the incentives that he's alleging to third-party businesses like YouTube and YouTube artists. This is all a fight against hip-hop. This is Drake.
I said the same thing. This is a fight against hip-hop. He's out here really trying his hardest to change the course of hip-hop to fit the way he wanted to fit. A lot of y'all still support him. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get how any of y'all real hip hop historians, y'all hate the machine that much that y'all support Drake, who's trying to destroy hip hop, because y'all hate the machine so much. It's crazy.
Being anti-hip hop. And who would have thought a big company like UMG would have been fighting against Drake to protect the essence of hip hop? The freedom of speech and the right to give your opinion publicly without facing any type of lawsuit like this. I'm glad that UMG has asked the federal judge to stop any type of discovery that Drake is asking for. And I'm hoping that the judge really looks at this the way that everybody else does and understands that this is a complete waste of time. How are you claiming harassment when you're asking about contracts? This is all going back to money. This is all about money. This is all he's really concerned about. All he cares about is the money, not about.
I agree. That's all he cared about. He want to make sure when Kendrick said, show me your list, I'll make sure I double back with you." He want to see if they're paying him this astronomical amount of money because he feels as though he should be getting paid that. He's probably this is probably why people keep talking about that contract. This is probably why. This is probably why. But yeah, yeah, man, that guy, man. That guy, man, that guy Drake, he's a whole problem. I'm telling y'all now, he's a whole problem. And I don't really see this going too far. I think by the end of next week, we should see some real movement. I think that I think that they're probably going to dismiss some of it, but not all of it. And they might just, narrow it down to just the defamation part. But we'll see what happens. But I think his lawyers they out of their depth. I don't think that they know what they're doing. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, man. See y'all. Peace. Bye.